Surf and turf is synonymous with steak, but I'm going to change it up a little bit and do a surf and turf pasta. There's something about adding shellfish and fatty pork that just works a treat. I love the flavour and it works really nicely in this pasta. This is guinciale, which is really fatty pork from the cheek. It's got loads of flavour and I actually want the fat to render down to flavour the pasta sauce. Now I have a pot of salted water rapidly boiling, ready to go for our linguine. But before we get that on, let's get some prep done. So some garlic, I'm going to finely slice it. I don't want this to be finely chopped because I want some texture in this pasta. Chili, you can use a long chili if you like, but I want a nice small bullet chili so we get a nice kick of heat. I'll take the stem off, leaving the seeds in, and then finely chopping this so we don't get a big hit of it. It evenly distributes throughout the sauce. Okay, now before we add this to the pan, I need to seal off my scallops. I'm leaving the roe on the scallop. I love the flavour of the roe. This beautiful coral colour, it's sweet, it's succulent, it tastes like the sea, and that's what I want for this pasta. Now I'll drizzle some oil over the little scallops and season it with some salt. And then just get your hands and mix it all up so each side of the scallops are coated. Now we'll take this and we'll add that to our pan. You can notice I'm using a really large pan for this. I need lots of space to toss it so all the pasta gets coated in the sauce. So it's a good idea to have a little less and then a bigger pan so there's lots of movement. Now with the tongs, I'll just separate these. And scallops are really easy to cook, but the only critical point is not to overcook it, so we still get that gorgeous texture. If you overcook it, they're like rubber bullets. You don't want them. So I'll give that 2 seconds more, and then I'll start to turn. See how we've got some gorgeous caramelization on the scallops? That's what we're looking for. So by the time I turn all of these, they're going to be ready to take out of the pan. Okay, done. I'll take them out now and pop them onto a plate. Now I want to cook the fettuccine so it's al dente, to the bite. So I'll cook enough for a small portion, about half a pack. Take that lid off carefully because that's steamy hot water. And we'll add it to the boiling water just with your tongs. Place it in and allow it to cook. Now back to this sauce. I'll turn the heat back on. I'll add a drizzle of olive oil. Now in with our garlic and chili and our guinciale. So we'll add that and just allow that fat to render down. I've just cut this into small lardons and we'll toss that in the oil and we'll just separate the individual pieces. Now I'll add some zucchini. I love the crispness of zucchini, and I've got a small mandolin. I'm just finely slicing this. I love how thin they get on a mandolin. Just need one small zucchini. Now we'll add this to our delicious flavoured garlic and guinciale and we'll start to fry that up. Because they're so thin, you really don't need to cook it for too long. I still want some crunch in the zucchini. And I'll coat that zucchini in that lovely oil. Now I'm adding some parsley. Now I'm not adding the leaves, I'll add that at the last minute, but what I want to do is add the stalks. There's so much flavour in the stalks, but you need to finely chop it so it's subtle. So cutting those all the way up to the leaves. Fabulous. And now we'll add that to our pan. Now we need to deglaze this with some wine just to make this extra saucy. So I'll just toss all of those parsley stalks in and then deglaze. Perfect. That'll also cook the zucchini. A hint of butter just to round off all the flavours. And then some lemon. Just a small squeeze of lemon. And you may ask, why haven't I added those scallops yet? But I really want to leave them to the very last minute because they're so delicate and I don't want them to overcook. So we'll toss that butter with the other ingredients. See how just agitating the pan like this sauce thickens up? That's because we've added that butter. Okay, I'm going to check this pasta to see if it's cooked. Being very careful. And we're looking for it to be to the bite. Perfect. So I'll bring this pan over I'll add the fettuccine, and if the water goes in, even better, because that's also going to emulsify our sauce. Last little bit. Fabulous. Now it's time to add the scallops, and any of those juices can go into. Now toss everything together. Done. I'll turn off the heat. We can add some more parsley, just really roughly chopped, so we show off the green of the parsley leaves. Throw them in, and a nice white plate, so all of those scallop rows pop when it's plated up. Okay, just give this a twirl in the pan with your tongs and lift it. It's the neatest way to put pasta in a bowl. And now a generous amount of the scallops, the guinciale, and the zucchini. A few more little scallops. Look like little buttons. They're so sweet when they're tender like this. No parmesan required for this because it's all about the surf and turf. Yes, surf and turf is fantastic with a steak, but you know what? Give it a try like this. This is a really quick midweek dinner.